Could your morning toast be putting your heart at risk? It sounds unbelievable, but recent research suggests that a chemical lurking in many common foods, including bread, potatoes, and coffee, might be linked to heart attacks and strokes. This hidden danger is called acrylamide, and understanding what it is and how it affects our bodies is crucial for making informed choices about our health. While more research is needed to confirm these findings, the potential risks posed by acrylamide are significant enough to warrant our attention. By understanding how this chemical forms and where it hides in our diet, we can take simple steps to reduce our exposure and protect our heart health. Acrylamide is a chemical compound that forms in starchy foods during high-heat cooking methods like frying, baking, and roasting. It's not an ingredient added to food, but rather a byproduct of a chemical reaction between the amino acid asparagine and sugars like glucose and fructose. This reaction, known as the Maillard reaction, is responsible for the browning and desirable flavor we associate with cooked foods. Unfortunately, this delicious browning comes at a cost. The higher the temperature and the longer the cooking time, the more acrylamide is formed. This means that crispy, golden brown foods, while tempting, often contain higher levels of this potentially harmful chemical. Acrylamide is found in a surprisingly wide range of everyday foods, making it difficult to avoid completely. Some of the biggest culprits include starchy foods cooked at high temperatures, such as bread, especially when toasted to a dark brown color, breakfast cereals, potato chips and French fries, cookies and crackers, and roasted coffee beans. It's important to note that acrylamide levels can vary significantly depending on the type of food, cooking method, and even the brand. For example, darker roast coffee beans tend to contain more acrylamide than lighter roasts. While acrylamide has been classified as a probable human carcinogen by the International Agency for Research on Cancer since 1994, its potential health risks have been a subject of ongoing research and debate. Acrylamide is a chemical that forms in certain foods during high-temperature cooking processes, such as frying, roasting, and baking. It is commonly found in foods like potato chips, French fries, bread, and even coffee. Despite its widespread presence in our diet, the full extent of its impact on human health is still being uncovered. Recent research has uncovered a potential link between acrylamide consumption and an increased risk of cardiovascular disease. This discovery has added a new layer of concern, as cardiovascular diseases are already a leading cause of death globally. Scientists are now delving deeper into understanding how acrylamide affects the cardiovascular system and what mechanisms might be at play. The implications of these findings could be far-reaching, influencing dietary guidelines and public health policies. A large-scale study conducted in Spain, involving over 15,000 participants, found that those with the highest acrylamide intake had a significantly higher risk of heart attack and stroke compared to those with the lowest intake. The study meticulously tracked the dietary habits and health outcomes of the participants over several years, providing robust data that highlights the potential dangers of acrylamide. Researchers noted that the increased risk was particularly pronounced in individuals who consumed high amounts of acrylamide-rich foods regularly. This study adds to a growing body of evidence suggesting that acrylamide may have detrimental effects on cardiovascular health. Previous studies have primarily focused on its carcinogenic properties, but the emerging data on cardiovascular risks is prompting a broader examination of its health impacts. The scientific community is calling for more comprehensive research to understand the full spectrum of acrylamide's effects and to establish clear guidelines for safe consumption levels. While more research is needed to confirm these findings and determine a safe level of acrylamide intake, the potential risks are concerning enough to warrant attention. Public health officials and regulatory agencies are closely monitoring the situation, and there may be future recommendations to limit acrylamide exposure in our diets. In the meantime, individuals can take proactive steps by being mindful of their consumption of acrylamide-rich foods and opting for cooking methods that produce lower levels of this chemical. The ongoing research will hopefully provide clearer answers and help guide us towards healthier dietary choices. Section 5. How acrylamide harms your heart. A look at the science. The exact mechanisms by which acrylamide may damage the cardiovascular system are still being investigated, but several hypotheses have been proposed. One possibility is that acrylamide contributes to oxidative stress and inflammation in the body, both of which are known to play a role in the development of heart disease. Another theory suggests that acrylamide may interfere with the production of nitric oxide, a molecule that helps relax blood vessels and improve blood flow. Reduced nitric oxide levels can lead to constricted blood vessels, increasing the risk of high blood pressure and other cardiovascular problems. Section 6. Reducing your risk: practical tips for a lower acrylamide diet. While it's impossible to eliminate acrylamide from our diets completely, there are simple steps we can take to reduce our exposure. Acrylamide is a chemical that forms in certain foods during high-temperature cooking processes, such as frying, roasting, and baking. It's found in a variety of foods, including coffee, bread, and potato products. By making mindful choices in our cooking and eating habits, we can significantly lower the levels of acrylamide we consume. One of the easiest changes you can make is to choose lighter-colored toast and baked goods. Aim for a golden yellow color rather than dark brown. The darker the toast, the higher the acrylamide content. Don't overcook your food. Follow recommended cooking times and avoid charring or burning. Overcooking, especially to the point of charring, can significantly increase acrylamide levels in your food. Store potatoes in a cool, dark place. This helps reduce acrylamide formation during cooking. When potatoes are stored at lower temperatures, they produce less sugar, which in turn reduces acrylamide formation when cooked. Avoid storing potatoes in the refrigerator, as this can increase acrylamide levels when they are cooked. Instead, keep them in a pantry or a cool, dark cupboard. Boil or steam your vegetables. These cooking methods produce significantly less acrylamide than frying or roasting. Boiling and steaming not only preserve the nutrients in your vegetables, but also minimize the formation of harmful chemicals. Incorporate a variety of cooking methods into your routine to keep your meals interesting and healthy. Enjoy a balanced diet. Don't avoid any food group entirely. A balanced diet that includes a variety of foods can help ensure you get all the nutrients you need while minimizing your exposure to acrylamide. Focus on consuming a variety of fruits, which are naturally low in acrylamide and high in essential vitamins and minerals. Vegetables, whole grains, and lean protein sources. Whole grains and lean proteins are also lower in acrylamide compared to processed foods and fried items. Remember, small changes can make a big difference when it comes to protecting your health. By being mindful of how you cook and what you eat, you can reduce your acrylamide intake and enjoy a healthier diet overall. Making these adjustments doesn't have to be difficult. Start with 1 or 2 changes and gradually incorporate more as you become comfortable. Your body will thank you for the effort. Section 7. Addressing the critics: a balanced perspective on the research. In this section, we delve into the ongoing debate surrounding the research on acrylamide and its potential impact on heart health. It's a topic that has garnered significant attention and sparked considerable discussion within the scientific community. It's important to acknowledge that the research on acrylamide and heart health is still evolving. Scientists are continuously working to understand the complexities of how acrylamide, a chemical found in certain foods, might influence cardiovascular health. This evolving nature of the research means that conclusions are not yet definitive, and ongoing studies are crucial. Some critics argue that the studies linking acrylamide to cardiovascular disease are observational and cannot prove cause and effect. They emphasize that observational studies, while valuable, have limitations. These studies can show associations but cannot definitively establish that acrylamide is the direct cause of heart disease. This distinction is critical in scientific research and must be considered when interpreting the findings. They point out that other lifestyle factors such as smoking, diet, and exercise could be contributing to the observed associations. For instance, individuals who consume high levels of acrylamide might also engage in other behaviors that increase their risk of heart disease. Therefore, it's essential to consider the broader context of an individual's lifestyle when evaluating these studies. While these criticisms are valid, the potential risks posed by acrylamide are significant enough to warrant caution. Even though the evidence is not yet conclusive, the possibility that acrylamide could contribute to heart disease cannot be ignored. This potential risk highlights the importance of being mindful of our acrylamide intake, especially given its presence in common foods like toast, coffee, and fried items. More research is undoubtedly needed to confirm these findings and determine a safe level of acrylamide intake. Scientists are calling for more rigorous studies, including randomized controlled trials, to better understand the relationship between acrylamide and heart health. These future studies will help to clarify the risks and inform public health recommendations. However, taking steps to reduce our exposure is a sensible approach given the potential for harm. Simple changes, such as reducing the consumption of heavily toasted bread and opting for healthier cooking methods, can make a difference. By being proactive and making informed choices, we can better protect our heart health while the scientific community continues to investigate this important issue. Section 8. The importance of awareness, making informed choices for your health. The discovery of acrylamide's potential health risks highlights the importance of staying informed about the food we eat. By understanding how certain cooking methods and dietary choices can impact our exposure to harmful chemicals, we can make empowered decisions to protect our health and well-being. It's not about living in fear of our food, but rather about adopting a balanced and informed approach to eating. By making small changes to our cooking habits and dietary choices, we can enjoy our favorite foods while minimizing our exposure to potential risks. Section 9. Conclusion. Small changes, big impact. The potential link between acrylamide and heart disease is a reminder that even seemingly harmless everyday foods can harbor hidden dangers. While more research is needed to fully understand the long-term health effects of acrylamide exposure, taking steps to reduce our intake is a prudent approach. By making simple changes to our cooking methods and dietary choices, we can enjoy our favorite foods while minimizing our risk and protecting our heart health. Remember, small changes can make a big difference.